guys, how you going? Okay, let's get into the news today. Colin Rugg said new. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg's office appears to be lying after they told Elon Musk that Buttigieg didn't know pedo Patrick Wohan, who was just sentenced to 30 years in prison. Buttigieg claims that he has never spoken with Wohan on the phone and they just so happened to take a photo together at an event. I was just informed by Secretary Buttigieg's office that he does not know this person and has never spoken to him by phone. They say this was simply one of the many pictures at an event, Musk said on X. The comment from Buttigieg's office appears to be false, considering Wohan previously claimed that Buttigieg was his mentor and buddy. The pair had multiple photos together. I went to the US Conference of Mayors winter meeting in DC in January 2015, and he was assigned to be my buddy. I now serve in leadership role as Vice Chair of City Livability and bicycling in part due to his mentorship, Wohan previously said. Back in March, Buttigieg's own spokesperson told Fox News that they met multiple times. The Secretary did not know the former mayor well, but did meet him a number of times through participation in US Conference of Mayors programming, conferences and political events, the spokesperson said. Wohan was just sentenced to 30 years in prison for the exploitation of 500 children, which I did report on yesterday, or the day before, one of them. Well, I said breaking, Binance CEO CZ goes bust. Binance CEO CZ has just shamefully resigned today and pleaded guilty to fraud and money laundering violations. His company will also be forced to pay a whopping $4.3 billion fine. For years, he claimed anyone who criticised him or his corrupt exchange is spreading FUD, but turns out it was all truthful. We have over 480 plus tweets and articles mentioning the fraudulent practices of Binance. We're attacked left and right by the maxi mob, but as per usual, time proved us right again. There you go. Binance. That was part of the SBF thing, I'm pretty sure. Craig Kelly said destroying the environment to protect it from climate change. This is in Australia, in Queensland, far north Queensland, where great gliders, koalas and many species of possum, frogs, snakes and bird bat life lives there. Now they're going to show you a comparison of what it did look like and this is what it looks like now. So they're clearing the forest to make it green, to put wind farms on there. I think it's disgusting. I've showed this before and I'm showing it again because this is disgusting. Where is there it is. There's what it used to look like. Oh no, this is Chubbin Wind Farm next. Oh, this is, yeah, well that's what it would have looked like anyway, without all the cleared land. It's disgusting. Okay, Ariel said Basel III, the end game. 20 things banks will no longer get away with. Insider trading, shadow banking, Ponzi schemes, money laundering, regulatory arbitrage, ghost assets, off-balance sheet transactions, front-running, window dressing, round-tripping, phantom employees, kickbacks, loan churning, bucketing, rogue trading, ghost accounts, market manipulation, double-dealing, bribery, and shell companies. Morgan Stanley CEO says his firm is ready for Basel III endgame as sweeping new global rules on banking. US regulators on Tuesday defended their plans for a sweeping set of proposed changes to banks' capital requirements, speaking in front of the US Senate Banking Committee. So there is a lot going on. Terms and explanation: insider trading, illegally buying or selling securities based on material non-public information. Shadow banking, financial activities performed by non-banking institution often escaping regulatory oversight. Ponzi schemes, fraudulent investment schemes, paying returns to early investments with funds from more recent investors. Money laundering, concealing the origins of illegally obtained money, making it appear legitimate. Regulatory arbitrage, exploiting differences in regulations to gain a financial advantage. Ghost assets, inflating the value of assets or creating fictitious assets on assets on financial statements. Off-balance sheet transactions, keeping certain assets or liabilities off financial statements to present a more favourable picture. Front-running, illegally trading securities based on advanced knowledge of pending orders to profit from the market impact. window dressing, manipulating financial statements to create a more favourable appearance, round tripping, creating fictitious transactions to inflate revenue or income, phantom employees, creating non-existent employees to embezzle funds or manipulate payroll, kickbacks, illicit payments made to individuals for facilitating a transaction or contract, loan churning, excessive money and unnecessary refinancing of loans for the purpose of generating fees, bucketing, brokerage practice involving profiting from client losses, rogue trading, unauthorised high-risk trading that can lead to significant financial losses, ghost accounts, creating fictitious accounts to manipulate financial records, market manipulation, artificially inflating or deflating the price of a security for personal gain, double dealing, engaging in deceitful or unethical behaviour for personal advantage, bribery, offering, giving, receiving or soliciting something of value to influence the actions of an official or other person, shell companies, fictitious companies, use of various illicit purposes including money laundering and tax evasion. Really well done. There you go. That is something very good for a lot of people, I'm sure. Good for us, not for them. Prue McSween said violent, unauthorised pro-Palestine protests at Port Botany here in Sydney last night, instigated by hysterical serial anti-Semites importing hate from thousands of kilometres away to this country. Do not hide behind our democracy to justify your actions. Australians do not welcome this behaviour, and it's time Chris Min MP, the courts come down hard on these bile-fuelled troublemakers who are disrupting our peace, economy, well-being and society. This is not the Australian way, and if you don't like it, head to Palestine. You're not welcome to stay here. I agree. All these people protesting, go over there. Go on. Off you go. Ariel says something is wrong with the white hats. Do you see what I'm seeing? Oh my goodness. Well, even the media saw it, so let's have a listen. Hopefully this is right.
Oh my God, look at that. This is going to be my post of the day here.
I mean, if you look at Zelensky's butt, like it really does look that way. So I don't know what happened, but hopefully somebody can explain.
It's okay.
Check our producer, it's like it was just like that. The photographer.
There you go. Even the media thought that was real. So who knows? It might just be a good shot that Biden's hand is behind him. It looks like he's on his butt, but I don't think so. It looks like it's on his butt. Fletch17 said the guy who debunked Pizzagate just got locked up for it. The guy who said Trump would start World War III actually started it. The state who said Trump interfered with the elections just admitted they did. The lady who said Trump colluded with Russia actually colluded with Russia. The company that said Trump created a poisonous fax are actually the ones who did it. The guy who said Trump lied under oath is actually the one who lied under oath. Do you see the pattern yet? The Great Awakening means more than finding out things and researching history. It's also actually recognising patterns as well. And it really is. Recognise the patterns. This little miss can't be wrong. John McAfee said I donated laptops to the government that were preloaded with viral spyware. Within a week, the entire government computer system was under my control. This is John McAfee that said this, apparently, allegedly. I found out that the administrators of National Defence and Immigration were the biggest drug and human traffickers, allegedly. Yeah, the administrators of National Defence and Immigration. There you go. Craig Kelly said, no wonder leftists are in meltdown. They're absolutely terrified that the Argentinian economy will boom. Now I'm going to try and read this while he's doing this. Try and keep it on quiet. Okay, he said, well, the first thing we have to understand is that the state is not the solution. The state is the problem. If you look here, this is a great violation that is the state. The giant operation, a source of Argentine decadence, which is the state. This is the picture of the state we have today. If we move towards that board, Ministry of Tourism and Sports, out. Ministry of Culture, out. Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development, out. Ministry of Women and Gender Diversity, out. Ministry of Public Works, out. Out. Even if you resist, let's continue here. Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, Nothing good came out of the public sector, out. Ministry of Labour, Employment and Social Security, out. Ministry of Education, Indoctrination, out. Ministry of Transportation, out. Ministry of Health, out. Ministry of Social Development, out. What is left of the state? Ministry of Human Capital, Ministry of Infrastructure, Ministry of Economy, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Security and Ministry of Defence, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Ministry of the Interior. The business of politics is over. Long live freedom, damn it. Well done, mate. Seriously. The more I hear from this guy, the more I like him. Rudy Giuliani said Goldman's statement that President Trump should be eliminated is not an isolated threat, but part of his constant rhetoric of lies and threats. He should be formally censured by the House of Representatives. He's an embarrassment to New York. And apparently Rudy Giuliani used to run New York, and it was quite good under him, apparently. AC Truth said breaking news, Fani Willis just lost in court. Judge overseeing the case has rejected a motion to revoke Trump co-defendant Harrison Floyd's bond over alleged witness tampering from using social media, a free speech platform, for supposed mean tweets, and did her best to throw him back into jail. Shameful to wrongly prosecute Mr. Harrison Floyd. Fani Willis really just tried to get a black man put back in jail. Crazy. What is wrong with her? She's got mental problems. Allegedly, apparently, just my opinion. Sunil Dand, MD, said, I'm a physician and every medical decision is personal for me. 3 medications I would never take even on my deathbed. Any statins? Any antidepressants? And Paxlovid? I don't know. Allegedly, apparently, this guy's a doctor, so make of that what you will. Okay, then we got Chuck Costello, just in Obama-appointed federal judge, just ruled against voting machines in Georgia. The machine's cybersecurity flaws violate the constitutional rights of voters. I believe they're going to get rid of this by next year. By the time you guys vote in the US, the machines will be gone. That's just my opinion. And I'm hoping Australia's the same, if not before then. Wyatt said that little baby loved the farm. Jimmy Comet, James Elephantis, owner of Comet Ping Pong on GQ's 50 Most Powerful People in DC list and boyfriend of David Brock, the founder and CEO of Media Matters. Yeah. Oh, look, honestly, it looks innocent enough, so adorable. James, that little boy, loved the farm. There's a lot more to that than meets the eye, and we're about to find out, because I've got a thread on this. Okay, offshore wind sector fundamentally broken. Around the world, the offshore wind industry is collapsing, yet in Australia, Blackout Bowen believes subsidising the construction of hundreds of environmentally damaging wind turbines off the New South Wales coast will laughably turn Australia into a renewable energy superpower. London, November 1st, Reuters. BP's renewable boss said on Wednesday the US offshore wind industry is fundamentally broken as BP and its partner Equinor study options to develop huge projects off the coast of New York after writing down $840 million of their value. The offshore wind industry, one of the fastest growing energy sectors, has recently suffered a string of major setbacks due to equipment reliability issues, supply chain problems and sharp cost increases. Ørsted, the world's largest offshore wind developer, on Wednesday flagged write-downs of up to $5.6 billion after halting the development of US offshore wind projects. Yeah, they're going to rust out there and just make more rubbish in the ocean. Laura Loomis said, Fulton County, Georgia update. Wow, so today in court, professional grifter and conwoman Jenna Ellis tried to make the case to get H.W. Floyd Harrison Floyd's bail revoked. Ellis and her lawyer accused Floyd, the former director of Black Voices for Trump, at the hearing on Tuesday of breaking his bond conditions with his activity on X. Floyd made a post which she called Ellis a whole mess after she made a plea deal with Fani Willis. Fact check true, she's a massive disgusting mess. And Ellis and her, apparently allegedly, Ellis and her lawyer argued that Floyd's post was meant to intimidate and harass Ellis. Ellis is now trying to assist Fani Willis in the prosecution of not only President Trump, but also the other 18 co-defendants in the Fulton County, Georgia RICO case. Wow. Horrible, horrible people. Ariel said ISO 20022 anti-money laundering system. Do you want to know why politicians were caught money laundering in the Ukraine that were US congressmen? Do you want to know why they are calling a ceasefire in Gaza? Do you want to know why Israel now wants to consider peace talks? The ISO 20022 system can be used to notify authorities of frozen assets. The system includes a field called Sanctioned Entity Identifier, SEI, that can be used to identify individuals or entities that are subject to sanctions. When a payment message is sent, the SEI field is included in the message. If the SEI field matches an entry on a sanctions list, the payment message is flagged and may be blocked or frozen. This is the real reason they stopped sending money to Ukraine. I told you, you're all watching a live sting operation. I keep showing you evidence time and time again. In addition to the SEI field, the ISO 20022 system also includes a number of other fields that can be used to identify sanctioned entities and assets. These fields include the beneficiary name, account number and address. By using these fields, screening systems can identify and block payments that are being made to or from sanctioned entities. Remember, X was supposed to implement a social ISO into this platform for celebrities who are under sanctions for human trafficking, but they removed it. This is why they were complaining about paying for the blue check. You were not going to be verified unless you could prove you're not under any sanctions. There you go. Sounds like, yeah, it does sound like it's been a setup to catch them. In more ways than one. To David Cartland said, to trigger the 77th trolls monitoring my account for conspiracies, this one is for you, you parasites. Today's brain teaser: how did the moon buggy fit inside the spaceship? How did they get this thing in there? Where was it? Doesn't look very big, does it? I mean, it could be perspective, but this doesn't look very big. 40 Head said, an absolute must-read, a truth that must be shared. As you all may remember, there was a massively illegal unmasked request to publicly expose the classified identity of President-elect Trump transition team member. The transition team was accused of making illegal and improper calls and requests to Russia's government officials prior to Trump being inaugurated. The illegal unmasked request was heavily defended by the news. They pushed it as being part of the due process and smoking out illegal activity by President-elect Trump's transition team. The news and the left said the unmasked request was submitted by members of Congress, the FBI, the intelligence community, to reveal the identity of President-elect Trump's transition team member who'd been overheard making an unauthorized request for certain favors to a Russian ambassador. The unmasking request exposes the true dates that warrant requests were sent to FISA courts for permission to surveil members of Trump's cabinet and to obtain NSA phone records of then President-elect Trump's transition team. The claim was the authorities would use the FISA warrants to gather proof to support what an alleged whistleblower was claiming had happened during President-elect Trump's president period, when someone on his transition team had unsanctioned discussions with Russia. Unsanctioned by then, still sitting President Obama. As you all know, the person who was eventually accused of and exposed as being the one making those calls during Trump President-elect's transition period was retired three-star General Michael Flynn. That FISA warrant has been used by all the anti-Flynn people in this movement. I believe most of them are infiltrators masquerading as patriots. They used the warrant as their evidence to say Flynn orchestrated this FISA surveillance and collection of President-elect Trump's transition team phone calls. They say Flynn purposefully made several incriminating statements during his calls with Kislyak in order to give the left and the intelligence agencies and the FBI probable cause to obtain the warrants to spy on President-elect Trump. The anti-Flynn folks say Flynn broke the law on purpose and then worked with the deep state to launch spy operations against Trump. There is one huge problem here. The unmasking request exposed the dates on the FISA warrant application, and it shows the warrant applications predate any calls to Russia by any member of President-elect Trump's transition team. The FISA warrant request to spy on President-elect Trump due to alleged claims that Trump's transition team had unsanctioned conversations with Russia were filed with the FISA court before Flynn ever spoke with Russia or Ambassador Kislyak. Why would Obama's FBI, surveillance personnel, congressional Democrats and his Attorney General file affidavits and requests for FISA warrants on the basis of obtaining NSA records of Trump's transition team phone conversations due to concerns about improper conversations with Russia if nobody on President-elect Trump's transition team had even spoke to Russia yet? How could Flynn have assisted the deep state in getting FISA warrants against Trump by voluntarily making illegal requests to Russia? If Flynn had not spoken to Russian Ambassador Kislyak as a member of President-elect Trump's transition team yet? The deep state made it appear as though they drew this warrant after a whistleblower claimed he overheard the Flynn-Kislyak call, but in truth they drew this warrant long before Flynn was approached by Jared Kushner on behalf of Trump and asked to speak with Ambassador Kislyak. Trump set them up so hard he knew what Obama's spies were doing with their illegally obtained FISA warrants, so he put Kushner in motion. Kushner had many people far more experienced with Russia to contact Russian Ambassador Kislyak. There is zero evidence to suggest Flynn had any clue that he would be the one called on by Kushner to be the one to speak to Russia on Trump's behalf. In the end, Flynn is contacted by Kislyak. Flynn calls Kushner to seek guidance into what to say to the Russian ambassador. Kushner would ask Flynn to speak with Kislyak in a way the FBI, CIA and Obama's Democrat-ran surveillance teams, while doing illegal blanket surveillance of Trump's transition team, would take the bait and use their illegally obtained FISA warrants to monitor Flynn's calls and collect the NSA recordings. It was the only way Trump could draw out and prove that Obama's administration had fraudulently and illegally obtained FISA warrants to spy on him and his transition team, prior to any of them making contact with Russia or Ambassador Kislyak. That's what you call a master tactician, and Flynn played his role for Trump, not for Obama. So there you go. Very interesting. Seems to all be coming together. Andy knows that a Somalian convicted sexual abuser has finally been deported from the UK following 8 years of legal battles that cost taxpayers £1 million. Yaqub Ahmed was nearly deported in 2018, but vacationers on the airline protested at Heathrow Airport. I remember that. Ahmed was well represented by multiple activist lawyers over the years. The British government has agreed to pay for his extended stay at a luxury hotel in Mogadishu along with his healthcare as part of the deportation agreement. Ahmed came to the UK as a refugee before gang sexually assaulting a 16-year-old girl in London. One of his gang members went on to join ISIS. Got to find these people and got to deport them from all of our countries. Okay, here we go. Liz Krogan said, "Who is James Alefantis?" after Elon Musk made the comment weird in a reply to a post that James Alefantis is the ex of David Brock and the owner of Comet Ping Pong, aka the Pizzagate restaurant. I decided to do an in-depth post on here on Alefantis. Please tag Elon so he can see just how weird and pure evil Alefantis is. Also, please ask him to unban Crux film Out of Shadows on X. James Alefantis is the owner of Comet Ping Pong. Alefantis and the media have claimed for years his restaurant is a family-friendly pizza joint, has hosted fundraisers for Hillary Clinton, a birthday party for John Podesta, and was a regular visitor at the White House under Barack Obama's presidency. Alefantis even posted a photo of then President Barack Obama in the White House playing ping pong with a child and put the hashtag White House Christmas Party in the caption. Also, he's the ex-boyfriend of Media Matters founder David Brock. The media distorted Pizzagate to make it all about Alefantis and his basement, and that they insisted didn't exist. What the media failed to tell you is that Alefantis said himself in an interview with Metro Weekly about Comet Ping Pong in 2015 that he stores their tomatoes in the basement. In 2016, after the Podesta emails came out, Alefantis reversed course and made the new claim that Comet Ping Pong has no basement. Not one person in the media asked him why just a year prior he referenced in an interview that the pizza parlour did indeed have a basement. Elefanta's Instagram page is just as disturbing as Tony and John Podesta's pedo-cannibalistic art collection. He posted a photo of a child taped to a table. He also posted a photo of an infant and called her a hot tard. In another photo of a baby, he wrote the caption, "Why does daddy like butt?" Oh. In one photo, there's a man holding a baby with what appears to be sex and or anal beads around the child's neck, and the caption is "chicken lovers." Chicken lovers is a known pedo term defined as an adult man who is attracted to children. In another image, there's 3 people wearing creepy masks, including what appears to be an underage boy. This appears to be at least the depiction of some kind of satanic ritual. It could be a scene out of Eyes Wide Shut. I want to highlight 2 more photos, but please keep in mind there are many more disturbing images out there. Elefanta's also posted a Jeff Koons photo that appears to be a man penetrating a small boy that looks like the body of a child. Also, a regular at Comet Ping Pong posted a photo of a man laying on the floor bloodied in underwear and tagged the pizza joint as the location. Elephant has commented under this photo, "Sex. More disturbing, there is a cage in the background." Comet Ping Pong's business website had linked to other websites and sections called Friends of Comet. A band called Heavy Breathing was linked on this page. Heavy Breathing's site featured blatant images exploiting children in a bad way. The band has also performed at Comet Ping Pong. There's footage of the lead singer Majestic Ape talking about euthanizing a newborn infant that implies the ritual sacrifice of a child, and in another video he laughs when he discusses preferences for boys and children. Megyn Kelly got an exclusive interview with Elephantis in 2016 that aired on Fox News Channel. In that interview, she called Pizzagate a bogus conspiracy theory. Also, in a softball interview, not only did she not challenge Elephantis' previous statements referencing that Comet Ping Pong did have a basement, she did not challenge him on any of the blatant promotion of pedo by Elephantis and Comet Ping Pong associates. She also repeatedly stated that Pizzagate is fake. This is who James Elephantis really is, despite what Kelly has claimed. Elephantis is far from innocent. He's pure evil. These people are sick. Anyway. Yep, Out of the Shadows has a lot of that in it. Tanjit Singh Sangha said not a single Muslim nation has accepted one Palestine refugee. Not a single nation. Why? Because those Muslim nations cannot differentiate the radicals from the moderates and will not take the risk. I'll just leave that there. Yeah, why won't anyone take them? Salty Goat said it wasn't a mistake, it wasn't a misinterpretation. They knowingly lied to all of us. Now all of the video is out and it's telling a completely different story. Watch every section of this and bookmark it. They already had their narrative ready to go. They made sure every media channel was fed the same story to broadcast day and night. They shredded the Constitution, have had people in jail for over 2 years on nothing. They never thought the videos would see the light of day. They were wrong. All involved will eventually pay for what they did. Okay, let's have a listen to this.
I was appalled, like you, at the violence and destruction that we saw that day. I was appalled that you, our country's elected leaders, were victimized right here in these very halls. That attack, that siege, was criminal behavior, plain and simple, and it's behavior that we, the FBI, view as domestic terrorism.
What we witnessed yesterday was not dissent, it was not protest, it was chaos. They weren't protesters. Don't dare call them protesters. They were a riotous mob, insurrectionists, domestic terrorists. It's that basic, it's that simple.
The White House staff knew that President Trump was willing to entertain and use conspiracy theories to achieve his ends. It was only after multiple hours of violence that President Trump finally released a video instructing the riotous mob to leave.
Like most Americans, I'm frustrated that 6 months after a deadly insurrection breached the United States Capitol for several hours on live television. I want to know what happened that day, but more importantly, I want all Americans to...
Sorry, I've got to pause it. I don't know if the music is in the background is free or not. But look how violent they are. Look, they're taking photos of the Capitol. Look how violent that is. Oh my God.
Be able to trust the work this committee does and get the facts out there free of conspiracy.
I'd like to take a moment of my time to ask for a moment of silence for my fallen colleague, Officer Brian Sicknick, who died from injuries he sustained in the line of duty defending the capital of our beloved democracy.
The video we reviewed proves that is a lie. Here is surveillance footage of Sicknick walking in the Capitol after he was supposedly murdered by the mob outside. It was indeed a lie.
42-year-old Brian Sicknick served his country in Iraq, only to be killed defending the Capitol.
If they were willing to do that, then their dishonesty knew no limits.
And some wearing MAGA hats and shirts that said Trump 2020. They yelled, "Joe Biden is not the president. Nobody voted for Joe Biden." I responded, "I voted for Joe Biden. Does my vote not count?" She had on a pink MAGA shirt. You say, "Hey, this voted for Joe Biden, guys." Everybody wants to say that it was about politics and everything, but it was a large number of people in that crowd that were racist.
People were bludgeoned in the head with an American flag because of Donald Trump. If you attack our country...
Where? Show us.
We go after you. We jail you. We throw away the key. These are Trump terrorists. Call them by their name.
The Democrats in Congress, assisted by Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney, lied about what happened that day. They are liars. That is conclusive, and that fact should prevent them from ever being taken seriously again.
There you go. Slimy little suckers they are. Verica said, "How true. Jabs are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get." Allergies, eczema, encephalitis, SIDS, type 1 diabetes, autism, something eyes, asthma, cancer, can't even read that one, brain damage, speech delay, anaphylaxis, is it? Something else, disorders, seizures, chronic illness, ear infection, Stephen-Johnson syndrome, learning disability, eating disorders, GBS, the disease itself, something there I can't read, and facial asymmetry. Yep, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know which one you're going to get. Liz Crokin said, "Amazing. Looks like Media Matters may be under criminal investigation in addition to civil suits. F around and find out season is my favourite time of the year. Pain." Missouri Attorney General tells Elon Musk he's investigating Media Matters via Gateway Pundit. So they're already investigating. And, pardon me, End Wokeness said a third world country like Argentina was able to count almost 100% of its 32+ million ballots on the same day. For perspective, it took Arizona a week to count 2.5 million ballots in 2022. Kate set up the CEO here in Australia, the telco CEO, when our internet and telephones all went out. Kelly Bayer Rosemarin has announced her resignation. At least she had the courage to appear before the Senate inquiry before she did, unlike ex-Qantas CEO Alan Joyce, who ran away to Ireland. Yep, couldn't face the music. Clown World said, "This is crazy." Daily Mail Online said transgender woman footballer who left opponents terrified after she broke the knee of a player blocking her shot quits the team and threatens to sue for discrimination because rivals refuse to compete against him. There you go. I wouldn't either. I'd be boycotting it too. Let her try and sue. She's not going to win. He's not going to win. Yeah, you break a leg and then you're trying to sue people because they don't want to play against you. Don't be silly. Liz Churchill said the World Economic Forum admits in their own worlds they'll create an angrier world to implement their one world government. These people are unelected psychopaths. Are you ready for this?
Pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. Pay insufficient.
I think he's getting a bit too excited about that cyber attack. Okay, Shadow of Ezra said all war is based on deception. This looks like a Photoshop. What's going on here? I mean, the whole bloke, look at his head compared to the background. It's glowing. I don't know, something wrong with that. Anywho, Liz Crokin said, Jeffrey Epstein, Disney, why would a grown-ass man go to Disney Park alone? Dumbass, a legit question. I have the answer. Wherever there are children, you'll find pedos and sex traffickers lurking. That's a fact. Moreover, it's been documented that traffickers have indeed trafficked children to pedos at Disney. In 2004, New York Times article titled The Girls Next Door, back when the New York Times actually did some real investigative journalism, it was reported that girls who were trafficked to Disneyland wore yellow dresses so the predators' clients could identify them. The colour coding was used to make the transaction easier for traffickers and clients. Furthermore, it's been documented that Epstein's co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell had a relationship with Disney, and she's been photographed at events sponsored by Disney. Also, Disney Cruise Lines offered a snorkeling excursion to Epstein's pedo island, Little St. James. Finally, it's no secret that many Disney workers have been arrested for child crimes. Epstein ties to Disney should concern everyone. Did he recruit, kidnap and or traffic victims at Disney? I'd say highly likely. She explained they would call you out of the basement, you'd get a bath and you'd get a dress, and if your dress was yellow, you were probably going to Disneyland. She said they used the colour coding to make transactions safer for traffickers and the clients. At Disneyland, there would be people doing drop-offs and pick-ups for kids. It's a big open area full of kids and nobody pays attention to nobody. They would kind of quietly say, go over to that person. You would just slip your hand into theirs and say, I was looking for you, Daddy. Then that person would move off with 1 or 2 or 3 of us. Oh dear God. Yes, we've been through some of this before, but look, it bears going through again because it's all going to become very, very prominent shortly, I believe. Elon Musk parody said, you thought Epstein Island was bad? Wait till people find out about this place. Investigate the Getty Museum. A pedo fortress with more than 12 floors underground. 2 million women and children were there till 2018. There are elevators and practically a city down below with thousands of slaves. The people only people on the A-list can walk all over this place. The elevators lead to a tunnel system. It's guarded with high security. It is a hell created within another hell. Epstein Island is just the tip of the iceberg. Welcome to reality. It's all over the world, by the way, so they're not going to be the only places that this is happening. Dr. Russell McGregor said, do you think the political attitude in Congress towards the Israel-Gaza conflict has anything to do with Epstein Island? Very, very possible. I think everything's connected. Wall Street Silver said, how long until these stores just close down completely because they can't make a profit? Commercial real estate is going to be empty in these areas and people will wonder why. You know what I thought when I saw this? I thought, are they trying to show us all this so that when all the stores go online and you can only buy online, that's going to be their excuse for it? Oh no, we're having too many people thieving, so we have to put everything online now. You know, with all the digital currencies and everything as well. I don't like it because any clothes I order online do not fit me. They don't. Doesn't matter if I measure myself. It's still, they come in, they're weird. I don't know. I don't like it. I'd rather go and try clothes on in a shop. Dom LeCrae said, exclusive, on June 29, 2020, ex-Mossad agent Ari Ben Menash stated Epstein Maxwell worked for the government of Israel to blackmail American politicians with recorded child abuse. He also disclosed Jeffrey Epstein's verified relationship with former Israel PM Ehud Barak's relations. How long does this go for? About a minute. Okay, I'm going to have to read this because of the music in the background. You maintain that it was your employer, Robert Maxwell, owner of the Daily Mirror. You say that he was Israeli agent, and as was his daughter, he was not my employer. I would like to correct that. Okay, we worked together with him, and you say that his daughter, Ghislaine, also worked for Israel, and it was Robert Maxwell who introduced Jeffrey to Ghislaine way before the 1990s, as mainstream media is reporting. Correct, he said. I suppose what the most alarming allegations that you've been making are that the entire Epstein operation was a honey trap operation to entrap politicians, policymakers, celebrities, people in the media, basically to become Israel's assets. Correct, he said. That it became basically an intelligence operation to entrap different politicians. There you go. I think it's all coming to a head. I think it has everything to do with everything. Nicola 3 said glitch in the matrix. Suddenly lightning gets liquid. What the hell is going on there? Has anyone ever seen anything like this? Watch it. Look. Lightning and then it falls to the ground. What the hell's going on there? What have they been spraying? That's my first thought. Okay, and this one said, I know I showed it yesterday, they said it's on the 20th of November, they've been in a blackout for the last 17 hours. Miss Jo said, remember this chap found guilty of gang attacks? He was on a plane being, the guy. I remember when all the passengers were protesting for him. Verica said, support unvaxxed blood. Okay. Red Cross takes our free blood donations and sells the blood for billions of dollars, profit funneled to their Switzerland bank accounts. This guy's talking about the spike in the blood and that they need to separate them because they're not. I just want everyone to know that don't forget that the Red Cross here in Australia in 2020, when we had bushfires and everybody from all around the world donated to the people who lost their homes, that the Red Cross said they were holding the money for the next emergency. Do you know what the next emergency was? It was 219-220. There's a petition here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this. I already have, sorry. Oh, what did I do there? Hang on a sec, guys, I'll get back to it. Okay, I'm back to it. Yeah, and the next emergency was the pandemic. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. JT said, does your blood boil? Mine certainly does. Senator Rennick uncovering the truth. $850,000 salary, 0 medical qualifications. That's $8,000 a week of our taxpayer money go to public servants with no prior health experience. And these are the people making decisions. I'll play it for you.
Senator Rennick.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Comley, how are you going?
Good, thanks.
Congratulations on your new role. What are your medical qualifications? Have you got any medical qualifications?
Don't have any clinical medical qualifications.
So you've never worked in a hospital or a front-end hospital or anything like that?
No.
Okay. What salary have they put you on?
My salary is publicly available through the Remuneration Tribunal determination.
Yeah, can you quote that, please?
I think in the determination that is around 850,000.
Okay, thank you. And how many staff are in the Department of Health?
We covered that off in the previous. It was around 5,500
okay,
staff.
Thanks. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have lots of people in the Department of Health that have never worked in their field of health. Awakened Outlaw said, it's not like weird rituals that are performed right in front of crowds who have no idea what it means, much less that it's even going on, right? Remember those mock rituals I showed you the other day of the Freemasons? Well, this is one of them. And here's Pink with a checkered leg, blindfolded, has something around her neck. Pink's performance at the 2009 MTV VMAs was clear Masonic initiation. Her costume perfectly mirrored the garbs of Masonic candidates during initiation. She was blindfolded, her left breast was exposed, and her left leg pant had a Masonic checkerboard pattern. Just in case you didn't know, that's what that was. Steve Mudflap, the Guru's Remasculated podcast, said, that's the I just shit my pants waddle. Joe Biden abruptly left the Thanksgiving turkey pardon. He did his weird jog in a beeline for the White House. Ready? Here he goes. Whoops. Quickly now. I need to go to the bathroom urgently. Get out of my way. Get out of the way. Yep. Does anyone else think he did that? Had to run to the bathroom. Mike Williams said, what a load of wank this is. This is this guy doing the hunger strike, right? Well, he's got someone else to stand in for him now. He went to hospital on day 18 or something. Day 19 of Australia's climate hunger strike. You can't claim that. You're not doing it anymore. Pam is a retired English teacher from Tuggeranong Valley and a member of Extinction Rebellion. She's taken over from Evan to go hungry for climate action. If you'd like to join for a day, come down and or check the details below. That's not a hunger strike. And it's not day 19, it's her first day. Bloody idiots. Who are these Fruit Loops? Seriously? They need the head read. Cat Turd's clapping and said, I meme therefore, posted, I meme therefore I am. I love how this man throws facts in the face of environmental cultists. Ready for this one?
What do you mean just stop oil? All your stuff is made out of oil, you idiots. Your clothes, these jackets, they're all made out of oil. What the hell are you doing here, making a nuisance of yourselves? It's a joke. What a joke. What are you doing here? Get out the road. You're wasting everybody's time and petrol. All these guys, their engines are running all the time, wasting more bloody oil, you nutters. What is this made out of? What are your clothes made out of? How did your clothes get here? They got here by oil. What are you doing? This makes no sense at all. Just stop oil. You haven't thought about this. If you want to stop oil, you need to stay at home and go and live in the forest.
Oh, well done, mate. Well done. Do you see how they all just turned their backs on him and ignored him? These are paid activist guys. That's what I think. Just my opinion. DC Drono said, this is insane. Just one day after Argentina hand-counted 20 million ballots and declared their presidential winner in the same night, the illegitimate Attorney General of Arizona threatens Mojave County officials with criminal prosecution for trying to hand-count ballots. Jen Feefield says new AG Chris Mays sent a letter to Mojave County supervisors ahead of today's vote to hand-count ballots. We hope you will choose not to violate the law and thus it will not be necessary for us to consider whether criminal prosecution is warranted. RE counting ballots manually instead of by automatic tabulating equipment. Dear Supervisor, I understand you'll be voting tomorrow on whether to direct Mojave County Elections Department to count the ballots for 2024 elections by hand rather than the automatic tabulating equipment. Before you take that vote, I want to make sure you know the yes vote would direct your elections department to violate the law. As Arizona's chief law enforcement officer, I have an obligation to warn you of the legal consequences would be serious. So they're threatening, do not read them, do not sort them by hand. Make sure you put them in a machine where they can play with them. Unbelievable. Okay, Alexandria Marshall said the UN is really the beacon of hypocrisy. They gave China 5 stars when it come to human rights and condemn Australia, even though Xi Jinping's regime runs literal ethnical slave camps and re-education systems to remove people's ancestral culture. They give China 5 stars for net zero and condemn Australia, even though China's the largest emitter and worst polluter in the world, while Australia is already in a net negative emissions situation. These are just 2 of thousands of examples of the UN's behaviour, and yet it goes unchallenged. The United Nations is a joke, the plaything of dictators and rubber stamp of monsters. It's like when they put, who was in charge of human rights, one of the Arab nations people, one of the worst. Rob Smith said 563,000 new immigrants this year, plus 650,000 students this year. 1.2 million new arrivals into Australia this year. If you're having trouble finding somewhere to live, or if you live without blowing your entire wage on now, you know why. I can't even find a place. It's ridiculous. Nothing that I can afford anyway. That's why I haven't been looking at the housing. I'm kind of waiting for it all to start free falling. God help me. Wall Street Silver said his free hotel is not good. The free food is not good. How about a free ticket back to your own country? Radio Genoa said water's not good, food is not good, hotel is not good. We haven't received any pocket money for 3 months, say the cultural riches in Italy. What do you think? P.S. Water, food, hotels and pocket money are paid for with our taxes. Go the f home.
Acqua no buono, mangeria no buono, medicina no buono, biggie boss petrol no buono, perché no pocket money, no pocket money.
Da quanto tempo?
3
mesi.
Sì, no pocket money, no buono.
Seriously, go back to where you came from. Don't know why they're complaining. Jeez. Entitlement plus. Tarek Booker, aka Avid Commentator, said it's worth noting that prior to the impact of record high migration, housing prices in New Zealand and Australia were collapsing, both faster than the US during the GFC recession. A very deliberate choice was made to pull the last available lever to support prices, and this is what I'm waiting for. Please start sending them back, because I might be able to afford to get a house out in the country. Joey Manarino said Argentina has 45.8 million people. They were able to count their votes, and I think I've gone through all that. That was yesterday. I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. I had to do this because I've been busy bookmarking this morning. I'll be back with another video tomorrow, and I'll be live on Saturday. Friday is the day I go to babysit my granddaughter and look after my mum as well. Okay, so I hope you have a good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.